Your body is always sending signals, but many go unnoticed. One of the clearest messengers is your face. Subtle changes in your skin, eyes, and facial structure can reflect thyroid problems long before fatigue, weight gain, or mood changes appear. Because thyroid disorders develop slowly and early stages often escape standard lab tests, these visible clues can serve as important early warnings. Recognizing them doesn't replace medical testing, but it can help you know when it's time to look deeper. Why the thyroid has such a powerful influence. Despite its small size, roughly the weight of a coin, the thyroid gland plays a commanding role in the body. Shaped like a butterfly and located at the front of the neck, it releases hormones that regulate how fast or slow your cells function. Every cell in your body contains receptors for thyroid hormones. That means your metabolism, heart rate, circulation, digestion, muscle tone, skin renewal, and even emotional responsiveness depend on proper thyroid activity. Think of the thyroid as the body's master accelerator. When it slows down, everything slows down. When it speeds up, everything accelerates. Because the thyroid influences circulation, fluid balance, muscle tone, and skin regeneration, changes often become visible on the face before other symptoms appear. Eyebrow thinning. One of the most well-known but frequently ignored signs of low thyroid function is thinning of the outer third of the eyebrows. This occurs because thyroid hormone, particularly its active form, helps regulate the growth cycle of hair follicles. When thyroid activity drops, hair follicles enter their resting phase too early. The outer eyebrow is especially vulnerable due to relatively lower blood circulation compared to the inner brow. Over time, this creates a noticeable thinning that many people mistake for aging or overplucking. Facial puffiness and fluid retention. A puffy, swollen, or doughy appearance of the face is another hallmark sign of underactive thyroid function. This condition, known medically as myxedema, results from reduced circulation and slowed lymphatic drainage. When the thyroid is sluggish, the skin retains more fluid than normal. This is most visible around the eyes, cheeks, and jawline. Unlike typical water retention from salt or sleep deprivation, thyroid-related puffiness tends to persist and worsen gradually. Pale or yellow-tinged skin. Changes in skin color can also signal thyroid imbalance. A pale or washed-out appearance often results from reduced blood flow due to a slower heart rate and weaker circulation. Since the face is relatively far from the heart and must fight gravity, it's particularly affected. In some cases, the skin may take on a faint yellow tint. This happens because a slow thyroid reduces the body's ability to convert beta-carotene, the pigment found in carrots and other orange vegetables, into vitamin A. As beta-carotene accumulates, it can subtly tint the skin, especially around the nose and mouth. Dry, rough, or thickened skin. Healthy thyroid activity supports regular skin cell turnover and oil production. When thyroid hormones decline, skin renewal slows and oil glands become less active. The result is dry, flaky, rough, or even leathery-feeling skin. These changes are often most noticeable on the cheeks and forehead. Unlike ordinary dry skin, thyroid-related dryness tends to resist moisturizers and progressively worsens if the underlying issue isn't addressed. Jawline changes and neck fullness. A gradual loss of jawline definition or a sense of fullness in the front of the neck can indicate thyroid enlargement, commonly known as a goiter. This occurs most frequently due to iodine deficiency, which forces the thyroid to grow larger in an attempt to produce sufficient hormones. Globally, iodine deficiency remains the most common cause of hypothyroidism. However, not all thyroid enlargement stems from iodine deficiency, making proper evaluation essential before attempting supplementation. Why iodine isn't always the solution. Iodine is a critical building block for thyroid hormones, but supplementing blindly can be risky. In cases where thyroid dysfunction is caused by iodine deficiency, supplementation can be highly beneficial. However, in autoimmune thyroid conditions, especially Hashimoto's thyroiditis, iodine can actually worsen inflammation and accelerate thyroid damage. This is why understanding the underlying cause of thyroid dysfunction matters more than following generic advice. How thyroid hormones are regulated. Thyroid regulation begins in the brain. The hypothalamus signals the pituitary gland, which releases thyroid-stimulating hormone. Thyroid-stimulating hormone instructs the thyroid to produce thyroxine, T4, a largely inactive hormone. T4 must then be converted into triiodothyronine, T3, the active hormone, primarily in the liver and gut. T3 is responsible for the majority of thyroid hormone effects in the body. Most conventional testing focuses almost exclusively on thyroid-stimulating hormone. While useful, thyroid-stimulating hormone alone cannot reveal whether thyroid hormone is being converted properly or whether autoimmune activity is damaging the gland. Why thyroid-stimulating hormone alone misses early thyroid disease. The standard laboratory normal range for thyroid-stimulating hormone is extremely wide. Many individuals with clear symptoms fall within this range and are told everything is normal, even as thyroid dysfunction progresses. Additionally, thyroid-stimulating hormone testing cannot distinguish between simple hormone deficiency and autoimmune destruction of the thyroid. This is critical because over 90% of hypothyroid cases in developed countries are autoimmune in nature. Without identifying autoimmunity, treatment often addresses hormone levels while allowing the underlying disease process to continue unchecked. The 5 key thyroid markers that matter. A more complete thyroid evaluation includes thyroid-stimulating hormone, total T4, total T3, thyroid peroxidase antibodies, thyroglobulin antibodies. These markers help determine whether the issue is hormone production, hormone conversion, or immune-mediated damage. Droopy eyelids and reduced muscle tone. One of the lesser-known but telling signs of low thyroid function is a gradual loss of muscle tone, including in the small, delicate muscles that lift the eyelids. Thyroid hormones play a crucial role in maintaining muscle strength, coordination, and responsiveness. When hormone levels fall, these muscles can weaken and respond more slowly to nerve signals. As a result, the eyelids may begin to droop slightly, creating a persistent tired or heavy-eyed appearance. This can happen even in people who are sleeping well and are not physically exhausted. Over time, the drooping may become more noticeable, especially in the morning or after prolonged focus. Because the change is subtle and progressive, many people attribute it to aging or stress, overlooking its potential hormonal cause. Bags under the eyes. Under-eye bags are often blamed on lack of sleep, dehydration, or allergies, but thyroid dysfunction introduces a different mechanism. When thyroid activity slows, circulation weakens, and the lymphatic system, which is responsible for draining excess fluid from tissues, becomes less efficient. This sluggish drainage allows fluid to accumulate beneath the eyes, an area where the skin is thin and highly sensitive to changes in fluid balance. Unlike temporary puffiness, thyroid-related under-eye bags tend to persist throughout the day and may worsen gradually over time. They often do not respond significantly to lifestyle fixes such as extra sleep, hydration, or cold compresses, making them an important clue that the issue may be systemic rather than cosmetic. Dull or flattened facial expression. Thyroid hormones directly influence how quickly nerves transmit signals and how effectively muscles respond. When hormone levels are low, nerve conduction slows, and muscle response becomes less dynamic. This can subtly alter facial movement and expression. People with low thyroid function may appear less animated when they speak, smile less naturally, or show delayed emotional reactions. Their face may look flat, expressionless, or unusually calm, even in situations that would normally trigger visible emotion. This change is frequently misunderstood as emotional withdrawal, low mood, or depression. In reality, it often reflects slowed neuromuscular signaling rather than a psychological issue. Because facial expression plays a major role in social interaction, These changes can affect confidence and interpersonal communication long before the underlying thyroid problem is identified. Signs of an overactive thyroid. While underactive thyroid conditions are far more common, an overactive thyroid produces a distinctly different set of facial signs. In hyperthyroidism, the body's systems accelerate rather than slow down. Increased blood flow and elevated body temperature can cause a flushed or reddened appearance of the face, even in cool environments. Oil glands may become overactive, leading to greasy skin and acne, particularly along the jawline and lower face. This pattern is often mistaken for hormonal acne unrelated to thyroid function. In some cases, facial features may appear sharper or more tense due to increased muscle activity and heightened nervous system stimulation. Hyperthyroidism is frequently autoimmune in origin, most commonly linked to Graves' disease. When TSH levels fall very close to zero, additional antibody testing becomes essential to confirm the diagnosis and guide appropriate treatment. Why the face often tells the story. First, blood tests capture a snapshot in time. Facial changes reflect long-term physiological trends. Because the thyroid influences circulation, fluid balance, muscle tone, and skin turnover, the face becomes a living record of thyroid function over months or years. Paying attention to these signals can prompt earlier investigation before irreversible damage occurs. If you found this video helpful, support the channel by hitting like and subscribe. We share clear, science-based health insights that help you understand what your body is really telling you before it starts shouting.